Good morning. Oh man, it has been a hot minute since I have done a live, but I'm happy to be here this morning. Happy Saturday. It is a big game day here in the swamp. The Florida Gators play Alabama, so I'm gonna do a quick makeup that hopefully will last through the Florida heat. So I'm gonna start with our setting spray. So I have washed and toned my face and put on my sunscreen, and I wet my Perfector sponge and I squeeze it out in a clean cloth. And now I'm just gonna spray my setting spray on and dab it all over. So, I hope you guys are having a good Saturday morning. Hi Nikki, good morning. Happy Saturday. So the really neat thing about this makeup is that it's personalized to you. So this is my personal compact. It's 3 layers, and you will get an artist that is specific to you. So instead of going into Sephora or MAC or Ulta or anywhere, you'll get color matched by your artist, and she will recommend colors for you based on the undertones in your skin. So we're actually trained to look at whether you're warm, cool, or neutral, and we will recommend a blend of the two to give you a really natural, balanced look. So I'm gonna start with the buff brush. It took me a minute. I'm gonna put it into my lighter highlight color, which we call highlights what you would normally think of foundation. So I tapped in, and now I'm starting at the bottom of my nose. I'm just gonna tap up to the side of beside my eye. And I'm not adding any more product, and I'm not swiping, I'm just tapping. So we want the least amount of makeup up underneath our eyes. It's one area for me that as the day goes on, I find myself kind of patting to get the makeup out of those fine little lines under our eyes. So this lighter color is meant to brighten and draw attention to our eyes in the center part of our face. So I just kind of make like a little, I don't know, a little sun up there, go down the tip of my nose, and then right here on my chin. Okay, so it looks crazy right now. I'm gonna flip this brush over and use the larger end, and I'm gonna go into my main highlight or foundation color. So this is what you would traditionally think of like your foundation that your would be matched to, that matches your skin tones. So I have a lot of redness, and you can see that this makeup provides a lot of coverage without a lot of makeup. Like I literally am doing a tap. I tend to have a heavy hand, and whenever I have a heavy hand, I'm much less satisfied with how my makeup looks. So I really have to remind myself to only use a little bit, even if I feel like there's a lot to cover. So I'm going down the sides of my nose, under my nose. Okay, so still looking crazy, tapping it again. I'm just gonna go everywhere that brighter color is not. And then I'm not gonna add any more makeup to my brush, but what was left over in that brightening, I am just going to put it on top of my lids, which is great for discoloration and also kind of acting as a primer before our eyeshadow. Okay, so this next step is where the magic happens to me. So I'm gonna use the large end of my blush and bronzer brush, and I'm just gonna go in a circular motion and see if, so it looks pretty heavy right now. But if I just allow it to blend in and warm up on my skin, then this is the step that all of a sudden you're getting a makeup look to your face. You're getting the coverage where you need it, but it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look like you have a lot of makeup on. And if I do this correctly and I don't have a heavy hand, this is where this is how I like my makeup to look. So less is more. I had a customer recently tell me that her husband really sweetly pulled her aside and was like, babe, do you need to like wipe your face off? And she went and looked in the mirror and she was just like a shiny mess. And this cream makeup will do that. And it does take your skin a little bit of time to adjust, but it's so good for your skin and it really will give you a beautiful look that doesn't look like heavy makeup. Okay, so I'm blended, and remember how crazy it looked just a few seconds ago. So let me come in close again. You ignore all that in my hair, but you can see like it just looks like my skin now. Okay, it's really up close and personal. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my contour. So another really neat thing about having a personal artist is, let's say, and I'm starting to get these bags under my eyes. I've never had them. I think it might be this sinus stuff too, but there's a different trick to applying your brightener in your mane that will get rid of this bag line. And those are things that your artist can teach you. Or let's say you have dark circles, or you have a really thin face and you want to add some fullness, where I have a larger forehead and a rounder face, so I want to thin it out. So that's the really neat thing about working with a personal artist. And also just the whole way that the company is set up is that if I don't have the answer, I have a ton of resources and a team of women that I can ask. So it's kind of like, you know, if I don't know the answer, I'll find it and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I'm using my detail brush. I'm dipping it into my contour. I would say that I am a little bit heavier handed in my contour than I am the highlights. The consistency, hi Shannon, good morning. The consistency is a little bit different. I think my people are coming downstairs, it might get loud. And I'm just going temple to temple. And Teresa, you're like my biggest cheerleader. You give me so much encouragement. You're the sweetest. Gosh, it feels good to be back on here. It's been a hot minute since I've done a live. Okay, so it just added a shadow to, hi Erin, I'm gonna play makeup with you this week. Isn't this a fun shirt? This came from Gina's from Down to Earth right here in Tioga. And it's just like a soft little comfy tank for like a super hot game day when we're going down there at noon and we're gonna be sweating. I'll have to look at the brand. I'll look at the brand and see if, cause this is like, I don't know, I bought it last year or the year before, and see if I can find a link for you, Erin. Okay, so doing that just made my forehead look a little bit smaller. Girl, Shannon, I am with you. This is your motivational speech, because I haven't either. So do a live today. Okay. All right. So I'm going back into my contour color with my detail brush. And the goal for my face is to thin it out and give myself more cheekbones. So I'm going to start at the top of my ear. And I'm going to go towards my mouth, but not all the way. Like I'm not, like the angle is not here, like that would bring my face down. So it's more like this part of my mouth, if that makes sense. And don't be scared of contour. I think one mistake that we make with our contour is that we blend it too much. Don't be scared. Okay, so look, these sides aren't perfect, no big deal. And a trick that I learned from Nikki is to let your contour just kind of sit on your skin for a few minutes before you blend it, because it is a different consistency and it allows it to warm up and it blends better. Okay, so I just flipped this brush over. It's taken me a long time to feel like I'm contouring my nose to make it look the best. So this is just something that you have to play with. But this is kind of what I'm doing right now, and I go through phases. So I go down the sides. I'm gonna have to look in the mirror here. A little on the top. Okay, and I need it a little heavier here on this side. And then, make sure you can see what I'm doing. Same on this side, but I know this sounds weird and I don't really know how I figured it out. But I have this little, I feel like I shouldn't say these things out loud, but I have this little like crookedness in here. And if I just dab my finger back into my main highlight color and just like erase that contour right there. Did you see that? I hope you can see that. Did you see how it just made it straighter? Because that area didn't need to be contoured, okay? Maybe I'm crazy, who knows? Let me use this leftover right here in this little friendly pimple got going. And a little bit down here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into my contour and just create a little V here. And then I'm gonna dip my finger into my lighter highlight color and go straight down my nose. And then I'm just gonna look like this and sit with y'all while I do my eyebrows, okay? Okay, so I always just brush them out first. And my eyebrows were microbladed. Like, I have a lot of eyebrows to start with, and they're dark, but I have like patchiness. So I microbladed them 2 years ago. I'm definitely due for a fill, and then they wouldn't be as patchy. And I think I'm gonna have her bring my tails out a little bit. So I'm gonna show you how I've been bringing my tail out some. And I don't know, guys. I just got this sinus stuff, so I gotta take a drink. Okay. If you're not filling your brows, even if you have a lot of brows, even if they're really dark or you have none, I encourage you to try it, okay? So this little brush is where the magic happens. It's like an angled brush. So I keep 2 contour colors in my palette all the time. This lighter one is what I use in my brows, and the darker one is what I use on my face. The darker is a little too harsh in my brows. Okay, I'm gonna look in here. So I'm gonna start the beginning, and I'm just gonna go up, like almost like they would when you're getting your brows microbladed, just with hair strokes. And then I'm gonna dip back in, and I'm really just gonna follow the natural line and fill in where there's any patchiness, okay? So hi Margie, good morning. Thanks for hopping on. I'm going to kind of try to lengthen my tail, but sometimes I bring my tail down and it will bring your whole face down. So I try to be really conscious of when I'm gonna try to add some length to the tail, that I use my brush strokes to go up, okay? And now I'm just gonna flip the brush over and blend it in. So that was not a whole lot of product, y'all, but it makes a whole lot of difference. Do you see the difference? And just this looks a little more finished than this one. But I don't feel like I look like I have, you know, crazy brows. Can't think of like Bert and Ernie brows or, okay. All right, so gonna do the other one, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna blend. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna tell you about a few exciting things while I do that. So we just got a bunch of new eyeshadows, but we have more coming. So they finally got brows down. I've been using Teresa. Arabian Nights is my favorite eyeliner. I'm actually gonna use it today. I haven't tried it in my brows. I'm gonna do that tomorrow and let you know how it goes. Yeah, it just takes time, just like with contouring. And then your mood changes and your weight changes and your whatever. Just be flexible, girls, just be flexible. Preaching to the choir over here. Okay, so September 29th we have 13 new eyeshadows coming and 5 new lip and cheeks. And I'm really happy with the lip and cheeks we have. But I am excited about these lip and cheeks. I have it all in my cart, Shannon, and then I got distracted and didn't hit go. Was like, do I want the $65 sweatshirt? And then I got distracted. But today, Shannon, it's happening. I'm ordering all the goods today. Okay, so 13 new eyeshadows, 5 new lip and cheek colors, 1 new highlight for lighter skin, neutral or cool colored skin tones, 3 new bronzers. Okay, I cannot wait to play with these bronzers because Bella bronzer might be one of my #1 favorite things in our line. I'm gonna use this smaller end of my Buff and Bronzer brush to just blend in this contour, okay? But I'm not gonna make it go away. So I'm not pressing hard, okay? What else? Did I go over everything? 5 lip and cheeks, 13 eyeshadows, new contour color. Oh, palettes, bunch of new palettes. And I gotta say there's one that's called, I think it's called Paris Skyline. And it looks like, you know, like a skyline, like a beautiful sunset. Yeah, so I'm ordering today and I'm excited. And I'm still playing with the new eyeshadows that we just got. And I'm gonna use some of those colors today. I'm not gonna go crazy with eyeshadow today because I'm going down in the Florida heat to a football game. So, but I am gonna use Chai, Riviera, and Sedona today. Okay. All right, it's coming together. Don't want it to go away. If you ever feel like you need to clean it up a little bit, take this brush that you used and just tighten those lines back up if you feel like you need it, okay? And I would say blend less during this stage of the process. And this seems long, right? Like, oh, Shannon. Georgia girl, it's a big day today. Alabama, Florida game here. It's gonna be nuts down there. And we're taking my 7-year-old, our 7-year-old, so we won't last long. Okay. Face is done-ish. So I'm gonna do cheeks and eyes. All right, so I'm gonna use this really pretty pink color called Hollywood right here on my lips and my cheeks today, which, how many of you guys that are here as artists, when you put on your cheek color, do you automatically use that as your cheek or your lip color that day? Because I never do. Like, I never use the same ones. I feel like my cheek color goes with, I don't know, maybe like what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be warm and flushed and outside, so I'm gonna go with like a pink. But I wouldn't ever like go, oh, then I need to wear Hollywood on my lips, but I am gonna do it today. All right, okay, Meredith says nope. Okay, good. I mean, I don't feel like I ever look crazy, but maybe I do. So y'all should tell me now. All right, so that's just like a pretty pink Hollywood, okay? Sometimes I do my bronzer first. Sometimes I do my cheek color first. Y'all, I am so excited to play with these bronzers. And I also, like, I haven't seen anybody, if any of you guys have the new 3 bronzers, I want you to swipe Bella beside them, because I've seen the 3 swiped, but I haven't seen them beside Bella, and I would like to see that. Okay, so this is Bella, and this is Glow Illuminator. Okay, you pick your cheek color to go with your eyeshadow. I never thought about that. This cheek color does not go with my eyeshadow look today, Teresa. All right, I'm just gonna, Bella bronzer can just make you look like you had a spray tan, a pretty glow. I don't know, I just feel like it just makes you look like healthy and sun-kissed. Oh, Tracy, you're the sweetest. Oh, you're just the sweetest girl. Tracy and I totally eye and lip match. Okay, I have never done that. All right, I'm gonna have to try it. Tracy became a customer of mine, and then we realized that like the year before, we had actually done stadiums together. Like we have mutual friends on Facebook, and she came with that friend and I came with the other friend, and anyway, she's now one of my girls. Okay. All right, so same thing here with the bronzer. If you feel like you got it like a little much in your other lines, no big deal. Okay. You go with the coloration that your cheeks naturally are, and then what I'm doing for the day. Okay. All right. It's funny because I like want to cancel out my natural redness, then I like to add pink back in. Like I really do like pink blush. But anyway, I digress. All right, I'm just going to use some setting powder. Actually, no, I was going to show you guys a trick. So this is Ulta Beauty Mineral Setting Powder that I used to have back in the day. And when it ran out, I just like cleaned it out. And this is arrowroot powder, okay? So I'm going down, it's gonna be hot, right? So I'm just gonna, it's pretty, I barely tapped in the lid to get a little bit of the excess off. So instead of using our Vanilla Dust setting powder on a day like today, I'm gonna use this arrowroot powder. And the arrowroot powder and the Vanilla Dust, it's different than the loose powder we grew up with in a thing like this where you put your big fluffy and you put it in and you just like, no, that's not what you're doing. You are literally like setting it in the cream and like telling the cream like, we're done. Oh, I should have used setting spray before this. Oh well. Okay. Do you see how the makeup looks the same, but it just is maybe more velvety than shiny? Okay, so Teresa, I did not use, you're asking about the arrowroot, I'm assuming. I didn't really put it like anywhere that I have super fine lines, right? I only put it like where I am most shiny, right? And I didn't use a lot, and I just pressed. I buy it on Amazon in a bag, like a granola mix size bag. I think it was like less than $10. And I have given probably 20 customers like a little thing of it in a Tupperware, and I still have a whole bag. So if you want to come to Gainesville, Teresa, just don't spend the $10. Spend the money in gas. Come see me, have lunch, and I'll give you some arrowroot powder. I'm an arrowroot powder dealer now, guys. So anyway, if you're oily, if you're going to be outside, if you want your makeup to last, couple tricks. Start with the setting spray. Don't use too much. Use arrowroot. And really, what I should have done is sprayed my Perfector Spun again with the setting spray, dab, 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 and then done the arrowroot, okay? All right, let's get some eyes done. All right, so in my palette, I have Chai. I have to, I don't know all these new names well, so I have to look at them. Chai, Riviera, Sedona, and this is the Arabian Nights that Teresa was referring to. And this is our cleaning tile for your brush, okay? So I'm gonna start with, what am I gonna start with? I'm gonna start with Chai. I'm gonna use the eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna put it above my crease. All right, another thing that I should have done just then before I did this. If you really want your eyeshadow to last, remember I put my highlight on. If you put a little Vanilla Dust on before you start your eyeshadow, it's like another step of holding that on. I got a setting spotter from Beauty Counter. It works really well those hot, humid days. And I'm a super early girl. Okay, Shannon, share with me the link. And if you ever try arrowroot powder, let me know. And I would dare to guess that this arrowroot's a lot cheaper than what you got at Beauty Counter. Okay, so this, just that, is something that I would wear every day and be super happy and be like, oh, I love my eyeshadow. I'm like a simple eyeshadow girl, okay? But I'm gonna go in a couple colors just because it's my J.O.B. Not everybody likes just no eyeshadow like me. Okay, so that's Chai. Oh, good, Nikki, yay. All All right, so then I'm gonna go in with Sedona in the smaller end of my, oh my goodness, guys. What is this brush called? All right, what is it called? Okay, I just like dab, okay? All right, so here's a tip for eyes. You really need to pay attention to the angle of your lower lash line, okay? So here's the angle of my lower lash line. If I were to bring my V here, I'd bring my eye down, right? If I were to bring the angle of my V this way, I don't know, your eye would look really funny, okay? Where you place this line is where you're gonna really open up your eye and your face, okay? Hi, Amber. All right, so this line here, I'm gonna follow that line to be the bottom of my 7 or my V, okay? And then I'm just gonna bring it in. And then I'm gonna go into my crease. If you have a hooded eye, don't go into your crease, keep it more above the crease and keep your eye open. Eyeshadow brush, thank you. Flip it over to the fluffy end and just blend. Keep on blending. Blending, blending, blending is what makes you look at people and go, dang, her eyeshadow is like, wow, that is so pretty. And a good blending brush makes all the difference. If you don't have this brush and you want to have, you want to up your eyeshadow game, you need it, okay? All right, I keep doing this today, but like, let's say you got your angle a little low. Again, just go back in and clean it up with your blend brush, okay? So do you see how this eye is like lifted and more open and it doesn't have mascara or liner on or anything? It just was basically the angle of what I did that, okay? So I'm gonna do the other side, same thing. Just tap lightly into Sedona, follow that angle, and then bring it in. And if you have a hooded eye, don't bring it in, stay above the crease. Turn and flip. I'm like sweating, guys. TMI. Okay, this next color has become one of my favorites of the last newer set of colors. We're about to get more new. Riviera. I love a goldish shimmer. Oh, thanks, Amber. Thanks. This is a gift from my sister-in-law. They're both made by Mary. My brother's initials and his handwriting. He passed away 2.5 years ago, and this is the Poppy line, which I'm obsessed with her Poppy stuff. Like, I have several of the rings and the bracelet. I love the Poppy. The earrings, a friend of mine made. A friend of mine gifted me, a friend of hers made them, so that's why I don't know to say the brand. Oh, you like my bracelet? I don't know where this bracelet came from. Like, standing in checkout line at like Belk or Macy's or Dillard's one day. I don't know. It's old. Okay, so I'm gonna use my finger for this step, because if you use your finger, you're gonna get a lot more concentrated color. And I'm gonna start in the corner of my eye, in the very corner, and I'm gonna go over to my iris, or the colored part of your eye. And it just is going to highlight your color and the inside of your eye. Isn't that so pretty? I don't even usually blend it out. All right, back into the corner. And like, my eyeshadow application, no matter the color, no matter if I'm like black tying it, is pretty much the same. As far as like, sometimes I might not go all the way into the corner. Maybe I just go above my iris. But just how much product or the depth of the colors is what changes. I don't know, it's simple and easy. So eyeshadow's done, and I'm gonna do a little bit of Arabian Nights. Arabian Nights is one of our cream eyeshadows. So it's right here. I'm just gonna swipe it for you guys. It's like this really pretty, has like a little like iridescent to it, brown. I also don't love a lot of eyeliner. This is the multitasker brush. I just take this little end and like barely give my lash line over to my irises. Just a little smudgy smudge. Not much, but I feel like it helps. And I might do just a little on the top too. All right, so I'm gonna spare you guys mascara. I'm gonna skip it, I'm gonna do lips, and I'm gonna hop off, do mascara, and I will post a picture of the final. And I really need both hands if I'm gonna line my top lid, so sorry, this is gonna be weird. I'm not gonna do much, just tad. Okay. All right, so I have a liner that I just can't quit. This year was, or this week. Wait, what's today's date? No, yesterday. Okay, it was yesterday was my year anniversary as a Saint artist. And I still can't quit this other brand liner, okay? It's just my favorite, it just works, okay? It's Urban Decay Liar, no matter what color lip I put on. If I'm doing like a bold red, if I'm doing a nude, like I always start with this, and I think it's because it's, I don't know, I think I can be precise, more precise in my line than I can with a brush, and I also feel like it's like exactly my own lip color. So I'm gonna line, and I go a little bit, oh, happy anniversary, Amber. I can't believe it's been a year. Yeah, I can't believe it. Best year, very grateful. I like to go just a little on the outside. And then really be sure that my bow is symmetrical, because we're all a little unsymmetrical, right? But I feel like if I focus there, my lipstick looks better. Okay. Now, remember like back in the day, maybe you don't, but when we would wear eyeliner and like Mocha Freeze Mary Kay lipstick, and it was like you had this brown line and then your lipstick, it's not really the look I'm going for. So I tend to like soften it out a little bit so that it's not so harsh. Like I'm not really trying to make it look like my lip liner and lipstick are two different things, okay? All right, so I'm gonna use Hollywood, which is the pink that I used on my cheeks. I'm gonna use the paddle end of the multitasker brush. And then I think I'm gonna go with, oh, let's just see how it looks before I decide. But I definitely will be putting gloss on top. And my lips are chapped. I should have lip conditioned them before this, and they would look better. First world problems. Okay. That's not a heavy application of Hollywood. I'm just getting a little pink base, and now let's go royal. Okay, so this is like my lip guy that I keep in my purse, which has my lip conditioner, nude, Sadie, like the colors that I use all the time. Girl. Oh, I like you, Shannon. She said colored mascara and Wet n Wild lip gloss. Girl, colored mascara. What about when we would use like really, really bright white? Like up underneath. Now, I still highlight underneath my eyebrows, but yeah. Okay, so Royal is a gloss that has a red, I don't know, red brown to it. That was feeling pretty pink to me. So I wanted to neutral it out a little bit. Okay. All right, so other than white eyeliner, yes, girl. So it's all gonna come back though, right? I'm done other than that mascara, and I am gonna do illuminator. So I quit illuminating for a hot minute, and then I ordered the perfume illuminators, and I am in love with the way this illuminator smells. Let me look up what it is, because I can't remember if it's 2 or 4. And I hope that I'm not saying this wrong. Okay, this is number 2, but I feel like it has hints of citrus and cedarwood or sandalwood. Which one is it? I don't know, but I just like it, and it's just pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna just go here. I mean, obviously I'm a year in and I just ordered them, but none of them were offensive to me, Shannon, but this one is delicious. And I really like to put it right here because then I smell it. Okay, and that's it. If you ever feel like you need to blend that a little bit, that's one of the reasons that I like to use this brush. Then I just flip it and I'll just soften it a little bit. All right, so hopefully I'll get a good after picture. I'll drop it. Thanks for hanging with me today on Saturday, girls. It was good to see you all. Hope your team wins. You eat lots of yummy snacks. Snuggle your babies. Have a great day.